What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another SLA video. Guys, we have ourselves some big things coming down the pipeline, but there's also some things I want to discuss that were kind of missed and kind of disappointing in the SLC update that occurred. Now, obviously, we have the new check-in hunter list. We should be getting a couple more hunters for the anniversary when it comes up. They said 27 in total, which means we have 12 already. I'm assuming that 27 will probably include the 12. So we're looking at another 15 SSR hunters coming our way, and then probably SSR hunter weapons as well will be included in that 20 that we're referring to. So we should be getting everything cumulatively with this, which is fine. It's still an amazing way to kick off the second year anniversary. But there's a couple things I want to discuss that obviously were not discussed in the first place. So first off, we know the new Buster class is coming out. It's going to be the brand new Burst class in this game. It's most likely going to replace 99.9% of our bruisers, or sorry, of our fighters, or strikers, I guess they're called. And it's going to be something that we're probably going to expect is going to be coming out in bunches. So I know Liu's the first one coming out, and yes, he is the national level hunter that most of us have been waiting for. But I feel like he's going to be very quickly outshined like they did every other national level hunter. So I'm a little skeptical. I've already made a video about this part. But then there's a couple other things I want to discuss, obviously. Number one is the roadmap, right? If we look back at the roadmap, which we will, you'll see that not much was really divulged to us. And it kind of is annoying because at the end of the day, we were hoping to see what the rest of the year is going to look like, especially knowing that, we already had the information about this year given to us. The rest of the year to me matters more than anything else because it helps me plan everything. And also not to forget to mention this, guys. I know the support button's still grayed out, but we do have this content creator program coming back May 6th. So prepare for this. It's going to give you guys a lot of codes. The first code we can give you guys is actually going to be 1,000 essence stones on top of what you already have. So make sure, guys, you guys stay tuned. Hit that support button when it's up and active, and you guys will be able to get that extra 1,000 essence stones during the anniversary. Now, Antoine versus Liu. I'm going to make this clear. Right now, as it stands, I think the Infuser class is still too important to bypass. I think the fact that a Buster class is happening is great, and I think it's going to be a new look and feel to the way we use DPS, but I don't think any class that's a DPS is going to shine without having their Infuser. So right now, as it stands, guys, I am going to most likely be going for Antoine, and I will try my best to push to about A3 if I can on my free-to-play, because let's be honest, there is really no actual Infuser that requires a full A5 capacity to be useful in most content, right? And right now, I think just having the ability to get one of these, nice, let's go, to be able to get one of these infusers even to A3 is worthwhile, because the reason why I say this is because every infuser really sees their passive shine at A3. A5 is just an extra bonus, obviously, right? Mary Lane, the exception to the rule, is great at A1. You really don't need to push her any further, but I'm going to try anyway. So these are characters that I think with Antoine specifically are more affordable than anybody else, especially because with DPS, you really do need to push that A5 capacity. Like, you have to. It's almost a no-brainer with DPS because all the really good DPS passives get multiplied so much more during the A5 phase. So expect Liu to be very expensive. Expect him to be probably out damaging every single other DPS in the game by a pretty big margin, but at the same time, expect that we are going to be most likely having him replaced very quickly by the next set, right? So I think it's very important to remember that the game is going to try to push these characters down your throats very quickly, and it's going to be something you're going to have to prepare for. So if you're planning to go for Liu, in my opinion, he's going to be amazing for the first month. But if there's no actual if there's no actual time for them to shine, if there's no time for fire to shine during that, like let's say Legaia is not a fire DPS, right? Let's say Legaia, you need light. Say you need light, right? So Thomas and Antoine will shine, and then whoever the next light DPS is, then fire really is going to be useful for two things as usual. It's going to be Guild Boss, and it's going to end up being POD. And who knows what's happening with POD? They discussed the fact that they want to remove it completely, and they never really talked more about that after. And this is my point about the disappointment of the roadmap, right? So let's going back to the roadmap now. The fact that they didn't actually give us any more news on the roadmap is concerning. And the reason why it's concerning is this, and this is the honest truth in my opinion, is the fact that the roadmap would have shown other characters that are coming down the line. It may have interfered with the ability to sell Liu as much as they wanted to. And again, I know Liu will sell. I know he will sell. There's no question about it. It doesn't matter if he's, a moderate character, like a mediocre character, or a really, really OP character. People, my God, that's both level 1s. People will buy Liu because they've been waiting for him for so long. And a lot of people just want to use him. And let's be honest, he looked pretty badass in the animations and any of the videos that we showed, right? And his ultimate looks like he does transform into a fragment of light, and it does look like he does do some sort of ultimate revolving around damage. I don't know if he's going to be like the rest of them where he can be a fragment and transform. We'll see if they actually do that. Now, we know nothing about Antoine either, right? We haven't seen what Antoine does. We know nothing about his abilities or anything about him, which is kind of strange because normally we'd have some sort of a leak or something, but we know nothing about this character coming out. So Antoine could also be super, super broken, or he could be mediocre as a national level hunter. But at the end of the day, guys, I think the lack of the roadmap was done on purpose to keep us in suspense in order to allow us to, invest more time or invest more money into Liu before they decide, hey, here's the rest of the content that's coming out in the future. And imagine they tell you this. Imagine they give you a WOBL that has nothing to do with fire. And most people buy characters, honestly, unless you're a big time whale and you don't want to skip it, most characters will buy units based on the next WOBL, right? They usually want to plan ahead to be like, hey, the next WOBL hard mode's coming out. What element's going to matter and what should I plan for, right? So again, Liu will sell for sure. Disappointing that we didn't see the rest of the roadmap because honestly, Legaia is the next. If you looked at the remnants here, Legaia is the next one, and then after that we have these 4 here. And I'm assuming the next one probably, if we go by order, I don't know if they're going by this order here, but then it would be Monarch of Fang, and then the Plague, and then the Frost, and then it's Antera's the Destruction, right? So it depends on which order they go. And I don't know if they have an organized plan here, but I don't think these 2 should be next. It should actually be her, right? So like we're going to be going through this pretty steadily. So like by the time Antera sets, I'd say it's probably going to be by the end of next year, or at least middle of next year, that we see the full cycle, and then we'll really get the chance to see like what the plan is. But yeah, the fact that they didn't show the whole year is a little bit concerning for me. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment sections about that. I am personally excited for Liu. I've been waiting for him for quite some time myself. There is the aura that he brings to the game is undeniable, and the anime obviously, and obviously the manhwa. And the fact that we finally get to see him in action in this game is a pretty big deal. So the only thing they really can't do here, honestly, is mess him up. If they do, he's going to be power crept, right? It's going to happen. If they do mess him up, I feel like they're going to lose all the trust in the world for their viewers, for their gamers, for their players, their player base. I feel like this is something they can't mess up on. But I think it's almost, in my opinion, undeniable that they will. I feel like he's going to be easily replaced the next month by the next follow-up unit that is a buster. Now, I say this only because of 2 reasons. Number one, like all these busters coming out are going to be required. I think they're all going to be required, as they're going to most likely replace the striker class to some capacity. But also at the same time, like you're going to need Liu anyways, because every buster that's coming out is going to have, its own element. So you can't ignore the elements just because one element's better than the other doesn't make the other buster useless, right? All I'm saying is you'll probably see the fact that a waifu will come out that is also a buster that's most likely going to, annihilate the abilities that Liu has, and we're going to be like, I can't believe this happened again, and it's like we never learned. So this is their now third. This is going to be, we're going to have 3 national level hunters, Antoine being the third one, obviously. If they can do Antoine correctly, which I honestly feel like he needs to be like Min, because honestly he pretty much looks like Min's dad without armor and everything. If he's like Min, like a universal with the infuser ability. So if he has universal passives, but he has the universal, the light infuser abilities, I would love that. I would love to see a permanent replacement for Min, but also with the infuser abilities, right? So what I mean by that is just giving him the ability to do damage increase. Like, he was their healer, right? He was a national level hunter healer. So by giving him the abilities to keep everybody alive, and by giving him like really good buffs. So you look at Min, for example, right? This is what I'm talking about. If you go to his passives, and I think Min needs to be replaced at some point, but Min's ability to give critical hit rate and critical hit damage increase, his ability to do like HP recovery, which obviously he's going to be able to heal, power acquisition, like all of this stuff matters so much. The ability to give ultimate skill, I think all of this matters so much. Like if you look at it, like if you really think about it, right? Who does the most ultimates in the game? Most likely Charlotte and Thomas, right? So Thomas Antoine being a light infuser is probably going to complement Thomas, and because Thomas does so much ultimates, I could imagine this being a big thing. I could also see Antoine doing more core damage as well too as a buff. So I think personally they just need to realistically upgrade Min. And Min's main problem right now is the fact that he needs camouflage to do a lot of his stuff. Take camouflage away. Just take it away and give like a permanent buff without the camouflage to Antoine, and we have the perfect support. I think just add the infusion skills in there and we're rolling. So that's so like what I'm doing here on my end, guys, as a free-to-play, because I know a lot of people care, I'm going to go Antoine for A3, I think, most likely, after I do my testing. He may only need A1. So if it's A1, great, I'll stick A1. But I'm definitely going to push the U to A5, based on the testing, of course. But then, of course, I'm very cautious of the fact that I think that he will also be replaced very quickly. But I can't deny that I care about the national level hunters a lot more just because of their aura and their lore in the game, sorry, in the manhwa and as well in the anime. So let me know what you guys are planning to do as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.